Welcome back to another Habs Daily News with the hockey coach, Guru, co-friendship for the Hockey Nation Live Show. Today, episode number 26, busy one. Martin St. Louis, Loogan Cooley. Yes, I'm talking about Loogan Cooley today. And finally, of course, we're going to talk about at the end the NHL playoff 2022. Don't go nowhere. You know the drill. Please click on the like, subscribe to the Hockey Nation Live Show, sharing this video, and below this video, please give me a comment and guarantee you I'm going to reply to your comment. Let's dive in talking about the episode number 27. I make a mistake. I think it was 26. Jesus. The 5 untouchable Montreal Canadiens cannot trade at any moment at this point with the Habs. Paul Byron about Martin St. Louis comment. Loogan Cooley, one to consider the top 3 players for the NHL Draft 2022. And finally, I'm going to talk about a little bit the NHL combined, but also at the end the NHL playoff 2022 third round. Let's dive in talking about the first one. It's about the Montreal Canadiens. I believe there are 5 players or a draft pick you cannot trade at any moment at this point. I'm talking about the right defenseman, Justin Barron, got the Montreal Canadiens, and the trade for Artturi Lehkonen is going to be an amazing, great defenseman, a great quarterback on power play. And Montreal Canadiens need that young man. The second one is a Caden Coley. OMG, he have an amazing, great playoff in the WHL right now with the Edmonton Oil Kings. They are at that moment also in the final of the WHL. The winner of that series is going to be on the Memorial Cup. He had 14 points, 13 game, where he's really not recognized an offensive player, but more like a defensive player. He's a captain with a leadership. Montreal cannot lose the left defenseman. Imagine him with Byron. That could be the first serve for the Montreal as the defenseman. Number 3, of course, and number 4, Cole Caulfield and Nick Suzuki. We already know what they did so far with the Montreal Canadiens. Finally, you cannot trade your first round pick 2023. The curve of the NHL Draft 2023 is amazing. And I don't think so Montreal at this moment, with the roster they have, they can make the playoffs. So, for me, you cannot trade that pick. But I want to talk about a little bit today about Martin St. Louis from Paul Byron. Paul Byron talked about the coach, and I'm going to read what he said, and I took a picture. He said, I think you'd be hard-pressed to find a single guy who is not happy and does not want to come back and play for him, or believe he was a great coach in his short time with us, said Paul Byron via text. He thinks the game at one of the highest level ever played, which was evident in his playing career. But what he separate him from other great players who might not have success coaching, his ability to communicate the way he see the game to you. The way he can communicate and relate to almost any player really separate him from the most coaches. Guy want to buy into his idea and the culture he want to establish. We can all see how much success he have as a player, and he's really feel like he's trying to push each guy to be successful as possible. And this is not the first one guy talking about Martin St. Louis that way. The general manager, he said about Martin St. Louis, his communication. Then can you talk about the leader he is, Martin St. Louis. So that's not a reflect on the management of Montreal Canadiens, but also on the player. So I want to just take a moment, guys, to sharing with you Paul Byron. But this episode, guys, number 27, it's about Loogan Cooley. Cooley was born in Pittsburgh, grew in the organization youth travel for the Pittsburgh Penguins. He was born in May 4, 2004. He's a center winger, play on the both position. He is a 5'10". He has about 175 pounds. Shoot on the left. Great hockey player. And I'm going to give you a little bit more information about him the next couple of minutes. And I'm going to share with you a video about what kind of player is really Loogan Cooley. The next thing I want to talk about him is his strength. Skating, guy, is amazing. You talk about a great skater. He's the best, maybe the best skater in this NHL drafts coming 2022. He has another level. His speed is off and on. When I'm talking about change the direction, cut back. His edges is excellent. That's the reason why he's a #1 as a speed and also as a skater. His offensive creativity remind me a lot Trevor Zegras. He have a great hand, stick angling, amazing. He moved the puck quick, fast he can with his skating. Plus, he's a two-way player on the 3 zone. Another great way when you become a great hockey player in NHL. His awareness to recognize, to anticipate, and read the play, IQ, vision, his work ethic are excellent. And the reason he performed as a two-way player great on the 3 zone, because of his skating. He can back checking, forward checking. What you need to be under construction. So what I'm talking about under construction, guys, what you need to develop to get better is shooting, slap shot. You have a good wrist shot at shorter distance. But when you get a longer distance, you need to get a better or stronger power shot. Not like that's his missing if you compare to Shane Wright. Compare both. I would say to you, Wright, power on shot. Release, quick. On the Loogan Cooley, it's more about the speed. It's creativity on offensive zone. That's maybe the difference between both. Otherwise, they are similar. His size, 5'10", 175, and his strength need to get stronger. So muscle mass, play a bit more physical. That would be something you have to carry on more about Loogan Cooley for sure. Here, guys, is video about Loogan Cooley. Here, Loogan Cooley. He's going to get a puck at the blue line, number 18. That's what he's going to do. It 2 drag inside, move left and right, backhand, top shell. Bing, bang, boom. That's what Loogan Cooley does. Great hands, great skating, great creativity. That's you recognize Loogan Cooley, and that's the reason he's going to be the top 3 back pick in NHL draft. Here the replay. He's coming slowly. He fake right there, back and forth, and top shell on the back end. Unbelievable goal of Loogan Cooley. The next thing I want to talk about Loogan Cooley, guys, is his talented and skill are amazing and also excited. You love to see him watching. Every time he's on the ice, guys, you follow him because he makes some strength play like nobody wants to do in any level. That's what he has the mindset for me because of his creativity, the trying, like Zegras and NHL. We know Zegras, what he brings on the table. It's a little bit what Loogan Cooley tried to do at any time he's on the ice with a puck. The player to compare in NHL, like we said to you guys, is more like Brandon Point, where you can see Point does not score like a lot of goals, more about recognize his vision, his skating, the changing the direction, and his stick angling. That's what Loogan Cooley is. It reminds me a lot of Brandon Point. For sure, he's going to be a top 3 draft NHL pick 2022. I want to give you a quote of a scout. He said, Loogan Cooley style of play is one which every team in the NHL could use on their roster. He's extremely talented two-way forward, and where he may lack in size to some, he certainly more could make up for it playing extremely mature game in all areas of the ice. Cooley can be trusted in every situation, regardless of how the game is playing out. His two-way game is arguably amongst the top of the class, is not already sitting at the top of the list. So this complete, guys, little bit information about Loogan Cooley. Below this video and the description, I'm going to make a link. You can watching the video about Loogan Cooley and also description about the elite prospect David St. Louis. Talk about a little bit more about Loogan Cooley. The next couple of days, I'm going to compare both Wright, Cooley, and Slafkovsky, all 3 together. The next thing I want to talk about, of course, is the NHL playoff turnaround. Yesterday, the New York Rangers surprisingly impressed me to win over the Tampa Bay Lightning by a score of 6-2. The kid line are unbelievable. Lafreniere, Schiedel, and Kako. The New York Rangers take the lead, the series right now 1-0 for the final East Conference. But tonight, game number 2 between the Edmonton Oilers and the Colorado Avalanche. The Colorado lead that series by 1-0. And, of course, the Hockey National Show, we're going to do the play-by-play commentary. So I invite you to join us at 8 o'clock tonight. Finally, the next episode number 28. We're going to talk about the prospect initial draft for the Montreal Canadiens, who they could try draft between 20 and 40. I'm going to make you a list and compare different players, and I will give you maybe my top 5 selection. Episode number 27 over. Don't forget, please, to click on the like, sharing this video with your friends or your member or your family. And finally, below this video, leave me a comment. I'm guarantee you I'm going to reply to your comment. Until then, my friend, I want to remind you, of course, you have greatness inside of you. Have an amazing, blessing day, everybody.